You're not my girlfriend.
Nice. That is what we in the biz call a callback. What's up, brewskis? My name is Marco Dupa, and with me, almost always, it's the great, the powerful, it's Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What's up, y'all?
Tonight's brew, we're doing something drastically different, and actually something that we've wanted to do for a while on the show, which I thought would be really interesting. And now we finally have an excuse to do it. Is a non-alcoholic, an NA, if you can believe that. We should have done it for like dry January or whatever.
Yeah. Sober October.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that around here.
No, we would go in the opposite direction on that.
Not so Sober October. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy.
It's always a good time.
We're going to catch up.
Yeah.
So this is the Athletic Brewing Co.'s Free Wave, a hazy quote-unquote IPA. And Adam's got a little bit more about that after the break. What's on tap for tonight? We are going to get into this controversy with good old sweet Timbo, mega producer, legendary artist. He just such an ill-informed... I don't even know how to...
Rare Timbaland L.
For real.
Yeah.
He gets his hands on some AI Biggie vocals, and he decided that it was a good idea to do anything with them other than throw them away.
Yeah. Other than delete.
Yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. What else is on tap, Boba?
We also have some news percolating about Orlando's bid for an MLB team.
Buddy.
Could be pretty big.
I mean, the MLB is going through some changes.
Changes.
Can you imagine if we got ourselves a team?
I would love that.
I mean, it would just...
That'd be incredible.
For the first, 3 seasons, everybody would show up, and then we would just be just muddled with mediocrity.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like every other Orlando team.
But there'd be a strong underbelly of this entire thing, like there is for
a lot of
Orlando City soccer still, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if we can get in on the ground floor of an Orlando team and just, 20 years from now, be like, I was there when they first started.
Buy all the merch so it becomes retro eventually.
Oh, yeah. Straight up. We're going to do that, and I'm going to recap why I was gone last week. So let's get this motherfucker rolling. This is episode 391 of the One Beer In podcast.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
All right. This is the One Beer In podcast, guys. I don't know if you know. It's the podcast where 2 brews crack open sometimes a non-alcoholic brew, and we see where that one brew takes us. Nowhere in any kind of inebriated place.
No. We're staying very sober. We're white knuckling this episode tonight.
Yeah. We're raw dogging reality.
You're getting
right
the
now.
real us.
Yeah. Oof, God. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. Now we're pulling back the curtain on this. First and foremost, the reason that we're doing this is your fault.
Yeah,
I just want people to know that
I guess we should explain. Right?
Yeah.
I had dental work done. So I'm on antibiotics, which means I can't have alcohol right now. So,
and in solidarity,
I appreciate it. I do, because I have beer in there. I stocked up you know how hard it's been when I just stocked up the entire fridge.
I seen it
with a fresh slew of craft beer.
There's so much beer in there.
It's tough.
And we're gonna drink these, and then probably some Arnold Palmers, and just have a real. I mean, hey, I'm gonna feel okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna no hangover, no tummy ache or anything. They'll be okay tomorrow.
Yeah. You'll be fresh. You'll be rejuvenated.
Fresh as a daisy.
You'll be full of water. You won't lose your water.
Yeah. That's what I want. Is to just be fat with water.
It's full of water.
At least I still can get on a roller coaster if I want to.
But you don't.
But I don't. But I have the choice. I always have the choice. So, okay. let's get into a couple of things. Let's recap for the people who are following along.
Yes.
I was gone last week, and
Thank you, Sherry, for stepping in.
Let me thank her.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it.
Son of a bitch. Thank you, Sherry, for jumping in and doing co-hosting duties for me. I'm so happy I wasn't here and didn't have to drink that mom water.
So bad.
I mean, your reaction to it, hilarious, classic. I cannot believe, this is why you don't get to be on the show. Non-carbonated mom water?
Mom water.
It wasn't carbonated.
Called Karen.
I swear I thought it was carbonated. I really did.
God. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing to him? Unreal.
She hurt me.
Oh, by the way, there are a couple of things I wanted to clear up. I wrote them down. It's just like two things.
Were you taking notes while listening?
Oh no, I did not want to forget to thank you for being on the show and for your help. I did want to clarify that I don't have a problem with daytime TV specifically. I have an issue with what is on right now, which is Wheel of Fortune. I think that this show is irrelevant, and it's never made any sense to me, even as a kid. I honestly didn't really understand the rules until just very recently. And I just didn't really, it's just they spin the fucking wheel, and then, there was a lot of these shows, like The Price is Right. Well, I understand it. Well, there are some weird ticks with The Price is Right.
Sure,
too.
yeah.
Price is Right. Jeopardy's pretty cut and dry. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, solving the and the rules with like the vowels and the like. Do you get the money? Do you not get the money? Do you get a lot of it? I mean, I know I sound like a fucking moron right now. I know that. I understand that. It's very clear.
This is information you can easily look up.
I just thought that I had a handle on it until watching it with you guys more and more, and then realizing I don't really understand this shit. And I just think it needs to die. Pat Sajak needs to not die, but he can go. He can retire. Fuck Pat Sajak. I don't care about Pat Sajak. He's been around too long.
He has been around.
He's
too
too
long.
old.
Yeah.
And the show just doesn't. I mean, all it is, it's a relic of an old time.
Sure.
Where they would just, the money that they make on this now it's nothing. In the society that we're living in right
Sure.
now in 2023, I mean, obviously 10 grand is 10 grand.
Right.
So if I went on a show for free and won 10 grand, that would be a huge help. But I mean, let's just be honest. It wouldn't be that big of a help. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's some people's credit card debt.
Yeah.
So it's just now you just watch these people guess badly. And sometimes they go viral by humiliating themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just why are we still doing this to people?
Becomes a hate watch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do still appreciate Jeopardy because it's just trivia. It's just classic, all time.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeopardy can go on forever.
It's true.
Wheel of Fortune, it's just I don't even do you guys like it?
It's America's game.
That's what he says.
Pat says that
Says
every
it.
day.
It is a game and it's set in America.
Yeah.
I like Jeopardy way more.
Yeah, Jeopardy is a better game for
Yeah.
sure.
Just after Jeopardy, so you're like, oh.
Wheel of Fortune has been getting that fucking Jeopardy bump its entire run, and it's just it doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's getting like a Tonight Show level lead in, and it doesn't deserve it.
Prime time slot.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that homegirl from Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
You know what? We need to do this show. So those are the two things that
Mayim Bialik.
I wanted to.
Also from Jeopardy.
I'm kidding. She's great. I don't know. I never watched that show, Big Bang Theory. I hated it.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
bad show.
I'm a little disappointed in my parents because they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ex's parents loved it, and she and her brother loved it too, and I just was so resentful every time I had
Yeah.
to go over there, and they just watched 3 or 4. They had the board game.
Wow.
If you're listening to this, you know that it's fucked up. That they had the Big Bang Theory board game, and we just had to sit around with that awful laugh track, and they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this.
I was gonna let you keep going.
It's gonna go down a real dark road.
Yeah.
It's not gonna lead anywhere positive.
You realize that your parents are human though when you realize that they have really bad taste in media. Because Cher was there that one dinner that there there was a commercial for Boss Baby 2. And my mom started laughing at it, and then she goes, "The baby's back."
Like, you can't like this.
Yeah.
How dare you? You can't like this.
Yeah.
I will not allow it.
She was really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents, both of them, by the way, so not even like the smart one. They both watched and loved the OG run of 2.5 Men. Loved it. Charlie Sheen could not get enough. They thought everything that came out of his mouth was funny.
Yeah.
I will say that show is at least mildly funnier than Big Bang Theory or any other show that was on at that, any other comedy rather that was on at that time, like Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can crush on Kat Dennings before you're like, this is not a good show. And I've ogled her enough. Like, we're past it now. She's talented. She's a great actress, but that is not a good show. It's not good.
Yeah.
I'm so angry at that show.
Yeah.
And any other show that these people can parlay into superstardom. Like, every cast member of Big Bang Theory has parlayed that into, well, except for the Indian guy, I guess, for some reason. I wonder why.
Too brown.
I mean, is he in anything?
It's AAPI month, by the way.
Yeah, well, we're all Asian here.
Oh, we are?
We are. That wasn't a joke. We are.
At least a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to my Asians. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for being on the show. This is fine. Well, this is not fine. Jeopardy's fine. Okay. I was gone. I'll just run through the trip really quickly. Won't bore you guys with the details, but I went up to DC to celebrate Spencer and Chelsea's wedding. You said so on the show last week, and yeah, congratulations to them. It was a beautiful ceremony. Had a lot of fun. I got to bust out my bolo tie finally. That was a hit. I was really happy about that. Put together a nice fit. Went up and got to see some family members who live up there. My brother especially. I don't get to see him as often because he lives in Baltimore. So that was fun. Get to see him. Excuse me. We hit the wharf.
Okay.
Which is like I won't say downtown area, but like boardwalk area of DC.
Yeah.
So you hit that, and there's like a strip of shit to do. Restaurants and bars and coffee places and all kinds of stuff. And it's a walking distance from all of the monuments. So if anybody has ever heard of the Chihuahua race thing that they do in DC, it happens at the wharf. Yeah. So,
Excuse me?
Get this. You ever seen like those, we watched the Corgi races. Didn't we watch the Corgi races? It's like that, but it's Chihuahuas.
Ah.
Yeah. And maybe I'll post a picture on the show, but I'll show it to you right now. And just have this big blow up Chihuahua at the wharf. Hold on, let me pull this up. And hold on, yeah.
Oh my God.
Big
It's
Chihuahua. Yeah, honestly, you feel confident? I don't have a case.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Thank God.
It's just a picture of you.
Okay, well then you gotta. There's no dick pics in there, so you can swipe through.
I thought that's what she meant by there's a picture of you.
Go further. Yeah, that way.
More further.
More further.
This is a nice wedding.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It looks nice.
So
Oh, I see it.
there you go.
Ah, cute.
No. Go through the pictures of the monuments. So I was taking pictures of the monuments, and I was giving my my ratings of each. Yeah, that's a nice one, right? We didn't get to see that. We didn't go to the Washington. There you go. So I was giving each one
Nice.
So I was given either the finger or a thumbs up to each monument.
Sure.
Jefferson got the MLK gets the thumbs up.
Yeah.
And my boy Abe Lincoln, thumbs up.
Thumbs up,
Thomas Jefferson got the
Trash can.
you know what.
Trash
oh
can.
yeah, you're done now. You can.
You're done.
Well, I didn't mean it like that, but those pictures are just pictures of the Airbnb. You know, we're not getting caught up on some like, oh, you didn't clean up this, that, or the other thing. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I took pictures of my room. I took pictures of the other person's room, and I told the people who were still there with us, I was like, yo, take pictures of your room. I told Lottie and Brad, take pictures of your room.
Such a 30-something-year-old thing to do.
For real. It really is. You just I'm not going viral with having to spend $500 on a cleaning fee. Fuck that.
Sure.
So that was the trip. All in all, it was fun.
Nice.
And it was fun to be a consumer of this show as opposed to being on it. That was fun, driving back and listening to it.
This was like your first time in at least a very long time.
Yeah, it's been years since I haven't.
Not being on the show and just listening.
Yeah. So it was fun. All in all.
Good.
But now we're back, babe.
Here we are, like we never left. Mm-hmm. That being said, I should probably read something about this beer here.
Yes. See, this is why we're the dynamic duo.
It's true. So this is the Athletic Brewing Co. Freewave Hazy IPA. It is less than 0.5% ABV. And the cold read is not on the can. There is a cold read on the can, but it's not specific to the beer itself. So I'm going to instead read the website cold read, which goes as follows. Our Freewave Hazy IPA is meant for the open road. Whether you're cruising the Pacific Coast Highway in a convertible or tracing your way up the coast on your bike, our Freewave doesn't cut corners. Excuse me. This mouthwatering IPA is loaded with Amarillo, Citra, and Mosaic hops. You'll want to grab a few for the road. And that's that. Apparently, it's won 10-plus awards, including the International Beer Challenge, which it took home gold. So
is the challenge to see if people can figure out if it's an NA or not? Or if it's just like it tastes good?
I would assume that it was based on a category of non-alcoholic beers. And they won for non-alcoholic beers. Just assuming here, but I don't know for sure. Because I don't see that happening for a non-alcoholic IPA. I mean, it could,
yeah,
you know, but yeah, I don't see that.
Is the process of removing the alcohol as obvious as one would assume? I honestly don't know how
I
they
really
remove
have
it.
no idea.
Because if
That's
you
a
look at
great
the
question.
ingredients, it's water, malted barley, wheat, hops, and yeast. That's all you need to make beer. So I wonder how do you
not get it to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know. I'll have to
look that up before.
Yeah,
before we were.
I'll have to look into that.
Are you gonna look into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I'll set up one of the topics, which is good old super producer and legendary, or just hip hop legend, Tim Mosley. Mosley? Is that his last name? Tim Mosley? I don't know. Timbaland. You guys know Timbaland. Everybody knows him if you're listening to... And it's Mosley.
Timothy Zachary Mosley.
If you've heard any rap song from 96, 97 until today, you've probably heard a Timbaland song. He's produced for everyone that you can think of, except for some of the legends from the 90s. Some of them being, Pac and Big, right? Mm-hmm. And he never got the opportunity to make a song proper with B.I.G., and he always wanted to. And so, in today's day and age, he's had the opportunity.
Kinda.
So, you got the deets?
Yes. This is according to Vibe. As artificial intelligence continues to divide the music industry, some are welcoming the evolving technology with open arms. And as you said, he decided to use AI to create a Biggie acapella in which he laid down a beat for. it's pretty much as simple as that. He posted it to his Instagram and explained that, this is such an amazing thing because, like you said, he wasn't able to do this in real life. And so this gives him the chance to do it now. And he got really emotional about it and was like super excited by the prospect of being able to, quote, work with Biggie.
Yeah.
And, people took it one of two ways, which is either, yeah, you're right, this is awesome. This is really cool, and I'm happy for you. And the other side of it was, this is puppeting a dead person
Yeah.
who may not have wanted to work with you. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're left with. I think people are divided on this one a little bit, but
Where do you fall on this?
I mean, you know where I fall on this. We've talked about AI before, and yeah, I mean, I think it is gross.
I don't know if we've gone in on the AI thing like as much as we could, though. I think we've kind of danced around it, talked about it a little bit.
Well, I feel like this is even one step further into gross territory than if you remember, and if you guys remember, we talked about, I think by now probably like 3 months ago, about that Biggie VR experience.
Yeah.
And this is even one step removed from that, where it's like, it's not even his music anymore. You're mimicking a dead man's voice and making it say what you want it to say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you cannot see that and be like, ooh, that's kind of gross,
I think someone like Timbaland it's very surprising that he can't see how gross this is.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand people who don't care about or respect artistic expression.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who are so gleeful when, like, one of these AI programs, you feed it a bunch of artwork and then it spits out, and they're like, look, they're taking your jobs, and they fucking laugh at artists, and they love it, and they just get giddy with the idea that artists won't have a job.
Yeah.
Those people I understand not understanding what is happening here. But Timbaland, I'm very surprised at his reaction, at him getting emotional about it, at him not understanding. Like you just said, Biggie might not have liked your production style.
Right.
Biggie might not have liked you as a person. You don't know. Just because you've listened to 2 albums worth of Biggie's music, that doesn't mean that you can write lyrics for him. You don't know what he would be talking about today. You don't know what he would be addressing. You don't know how he would be rapping. You don't know how he would have adapted to music in this day and age, because you can't know.
Yeah.
And so to even pretend is disgusting. I'm so disappointed in Timbaland for even entertaining this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I think it's easy to get caught up in the potential and the freedom of wish fulfillment that this provides somebody like Timbaland. But yeah, I mean, you got to kind of open your eyes and look at the facts of this thing and see that it's really like necromancy.
Yeah.
Like you are puppeting the dead.
yeah. I mean, point blank, I thought he was better than this.
Yeah. Well, it like you were saying, it's such a tech-bro thing to do and get excited about. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
He's old, though. That's the other thing.
Sure. And that's kind of what I kind of, waved it away with that in mind. Like, he probably is a little out of touch with that kind of thing. Brilliant producer, obviously, like, genius behind the boards, but I don't know. I guess we all miss sometimes.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
I'm curious, though, because I haven't seen this element of it yet, but I'm curious what his response is to the backlash from this, because it's been very clear backlash. I mean, of course, there are some people saying it's awesome, but, I feel like it may just be, me because this is how I feel about it, but I think a lot of people see this clearly as something that's not cool.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if he's kind of walking it back at all, or if he plans to continue to, at least online, put out snippets of AI generated music.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even really. I'm not even really curious as to how Biggie would have. I don't think Biggie. This is just me being presumptuous, also, but just from everything that we've heard from Biggie, I don't. I mean, he would have worked with Tim because I think he would have worked with all of the biggest names in music. Mm-hmm. So I think he definitely, especially because Jay-Z worked so intimately with Timbaland, that I definitely think Biggie would have done a song with Tim. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he would have sounded good on his production. I just don't think I don't think it works with how Biggie rapped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, for me, that's not even. That doesn't even matter to me.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying from like an artistic standpoint, when you boil it down to its base ingredients, like even at that point, it's like I don't even think he would. It doesn't even work on that level. Like even if everyone was okay with this, it doesn't even work on that.
Yeah, like it's fine if you want to do like a Biggie duets, style thing where you just take his acapellas and put your own beat on top of it.
Yeah, which even that now the thing is, and this is why Biggie should be and is considered one of the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. It's because they will not let this guy rest in peace, man. They just won't, because he was so good that they can just keep digging up those same vocals and just reworking them
for such a relatively small amount of time too. You know? Like just such an impact for such a small content yield. I hate to use those terms, but like just for as little as is available of him. Like even Tupac had more stuff out there. That's why there were more and more projects on that end. But they've mined that well as much as they can.
Oh man,
there's no more water coming.
They're going back.
It's gone.
Going back. Somebody's at the bottom of it, just like. They're gonna sponge and just trying to get as much off the wall.
Is there another anniversary edition we can come out with?
And Diddy, man, I bet he is just salivating at the idea of this AI shit.
Yeah.
And like that guy that went viral when he made that Drake song. It was Drake and who else was on it? Was it Drake and Lil Wayne? Maybe Drake and somebody else. Well, he did the Kanye song first. Mm-hmm. Then he did a Kendrick song. Then he did the Drake song, and the Drake song got commercially released and did like 600,000 views before it was finally copyright striked and taken down. And it's very interesting because it went viral, and that's part of the reason that it caught anybody's attention, because it was on streaming services for a really long time. And people who
what artist was it under though?
Oh, I don't know if well, you can
AI artist.
You can just put these distro sites are kind of the Wild West, and this is kind of something that's getting a little scary out there, especially for independent artists such as myself. Like, I'm not clearing any of these samples. So
we'll bleep that out.
When I put music out, I just gotta hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? And my thought has always been, if the music is big enough and it catches somebody's ears in a way that they would need to come after me, then I think I'm doing something right. And I will eat that. But if you're like a massive artist, you can't just post. That's why when these like beloved mixtapes get put out years after the fact and they're not the same, and people go, well, it's not how it was on the blogs and on DatPiff and all that stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, because they had to clear all those samples. They had some samples they couldn't clear, so they had to remake those songs, and it's just not as good as it was.
Yeah.
So I can right now, and they would probably catch it pretty quickly, but I can right now just go under my distro and upload a song and put it under Drake's name, and it'll pop up under his thing until somebody catches it. I've seen it a couple of times where I thought the other day, this was like a month ago or 2 months ago, I thought a new Big L song had come out, and I was like, oh shit, they put out some new Big L? And it was just some fucking asshole who just uploaded music under the moniker Big L.
It's
and
like Napster.
Yeah.
You download a mixtape, and it's actually just some jerk off going, "Hey, haha, gotcha."
Yeah, I got. I was like, God damn it! I gave this guy plays. Because at first I was confused, so I listened to it for like longer than I should have before I was like, "This isn't Big L." So, yeah, he went viral, and it was the same kind of conversation. People were split almost right down the middle of this is really cool, this is technology, and this is like I had this discussion with Gio. He was like, isn't this cool? And I was like, no, this is not cool. This sucks. This is not a shout out to Gio. I love you, but it sucks. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And the problem is it's only people. This is the problem, man. No one gives a shit, but it's only going to affect artists. It's not going to affect the consumers. It's not even really going to affect the record labels. It's only going to affect the artists. Because if, let's say, this is just my prediction, a company like Universal Music Group, which is like a fucking notorious megalomaniacal conglomerate of all these labels that put together, and they're monsters. Let's say that they build a software that will now go through all of the streaming services and grab all, like YouTube kind of has that vocal recognition software that they have on there, where they can copyright strike your stuff without even having to go to your channel because it sounds enough like the thing that they can copyright strike, and you can appeal and you can jump through all these hoops and whatnot. Let's say that they do that for streaming services, and all these AIs that keep popping up, they're going to get striked, and that's good that they should. But who's going to get caught under that blanket is independent artists like me. Who now you're going to use that technology on the stuff that I'm trying to do to get my name out there. And if all my stuff gets stricken, like I can't release music commercially.
Sure. So you're saying it would get a strike if you'd have like a sample on there that isn't cleared. Okay.
I'm saying if you cast a wide enough net, you're not just going to get the fish that you want. You're going to get the crabs. You're going to get the fucking the seaweed. You're going to get everything else. And then the lowly minnows like myself are also going to get caught in this net.
Sure.
And usually you just toss me back into the ocean, not even think about me. It's going to get to a point where it's like, no, we'll just take care of all of it.
All of them. Yeah.
So I hate it. I hate every second of it. I hate all the tech bros who are happy about this.
Yeah. Well, I think what we're going to see, and I'd be surprised if this isn't happening as we sit here right now, that there's going to be specific parameters around what the label owns. So do they own the song or do they own your voice? Right. Once they can own your voice, they can do whatever they want with either through sampling or through AI interpolation. And I wouldn't be surprised if, the UMGs of the world start to put in fine print that, like, as long as you're with us, we own whatever, literally your voice.
Yeah.
And even an interpolation of what your voice sounds like.
Yeah.
Maybe,
well, yeah, because I mean, now you can sign over your likeness. So
right.
What's to stop them from saying
a vocal likeness?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so like such a dystopian future thought here, but like they'll have you like read a sample card of like every word or syllable or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then they have it.
Yeah.
And then they can make you say whatever they want you to say.
Yeah. I mean, we're already contributing enough to the social sphere because everybody wants to record themselves. Everybody feels like their opinion is valid. Everybody has a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, we've already said we're screwed. Like,
oh, yeah.
We have far too many hours of our voices on the internet.
It's over for us.
Yeah.
We've talked for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And then if they want to make music on me, I have hours of music up.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's no no one's even giving a second thought about any of this stuff, and I hate that I'm even going to do this right now. I don't even want to do it.
Okay.
But I gotta.
All right.
Give credit where it's due. Fucking Elon Musk.
All right.
He is somebody who is, and maybe it's because he's a sci-fi nerd and he just wants to be the guy who's like, I warned everybody about the T-1000s.
Sure.
But he is on the forefront of going, this is something that needs to be checked right now, and it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
I mean, his opinion's probably going to change as soon as he can make money off of not Chat GPT, but the other one, the one that he's invested in. So as soon as something like that explodes and he can make money off of it, his opinion's going to change on it.
He'll assure all the general public and stockholders that there's security in mind and it's the priority. Yada yada. Yeah.
Fuck Elon Musk. I don't even know why I did that.
Well, no, I think it's valid. I think that's it. No matter the mouthpiece it comes out of, I think it's good to let people know that this isn't like an upcoming threat. It is a current threat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like this is no longer some. I remember years ago we were talking about AI as this threat coming in, 20, 30 years. And it's here.
Right around the corner. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other scary thing is how quickly that technology is advancing.
And it's only going to get better. That's the chilling thing about this all, folks. I hope you're sitting down. This is what happens when we don't have alcohol. But
now we have to think about this sober.
The most chilling thing about it is exactly that they always say, remember, even if this looks pretty good now, it's only going to look better or sound better. Yeah, moving forward, it's not going backwards at all. Like it's only going to get better. And sure, it's funny to make fun of the like, oh, Hollywood's in trouble. Look at this clip. It's all AI generated. And it's like it looks like The Thing.
That nightmare fuel of a trailer where this guy was like, fucking, look at this. Hollywood better watch its back.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, they're just like it's like smiling with like 100 teeth. You're like, this is supposed to be like a Great Gatsby thing. It's a horror movie.
Yes.
This is frightening.
Yes. But it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
So if it can do that now, imagine 5 years from now. Imagine 10 years from now.
Well, the writers are on strike, and it's partly because of this.
Exactly. And I'm glad they're doing that because, it needs to be addressed now.
Yeah. Because if
Later, it's
they,
not
I mean,
gonna
like
work.
you just said, it's only going to get better. So if they don't do something about it now, 10 years from now, not even 10 years from now, 5 years from now,
Yeah.
Some fucking exec will feed its a prompt into Chat GPT and then have a writer just clean it up.
The execs are already having that conversation. And that's why, again, partially why the strike is happening right now.
Yeah.
Because they're already having that conversation without, paying attention to the people it's going to affect.
And see, that is something that will affect consumers. And it's only going to be too late when all these people, all these fucking assholes who are like, oh, these writers, they make more money than the rest of us. What do they complain? It's always fucking people who are like,
Who says that about writers?
they say it about anybody who's in Hollywood.
Sure.
So if you're a writer in Hollywood, that's a dream job because you don't know anything about anything. And so if somebody is in what you believe to be a better position than you, some shitty mud hole that you're digging out of, if anybody is doing better than you, they can't complain. And it's like, that's not how life works, man.
Yeah.
That's not how anything works. Like, all right, so you don't get to complain about your life because you're digging mud out of a hole.
Yeah.
What if that guy is about the next guy who's digging shit out of a hole?
I don't have a union, neither should you.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
Well,
Anybody who is making something better for the common man, you should be paying attention to that and going, oh, maybe my situation can improve.
Right.
Why would you ever look at somebody who is struggling and just because their situation is just a tiny bit better than yours, you go, oh, what are you complaining about? You get to write for Big Bang Theory.
Well, it's imagine. Bazinga.
You couldn't come up with that.
Maybe they could.
Everybody deserves a chance.
The thing, it's just like when people were complaining about the potential for debt relief, student debt relief.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
oh, I had to pay for my student debt.
It's like,
Okay.
all right.
Cool.
Who are you?
That's nice. So everyone should have to pay.
Right.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's selfish, and it's like, yeah, I wholly disagree with that.
I mean, that's where we are, man. That's where we are in society. It's like, why should you have a better situation than me? What did you do to earn that?
Right.
I have been struggling my whole life, and you just get to waltz on in here and not struggle like I did. Bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man.
I'm gonna make you struggle. I'm gonna actively make the world a worse place.
And then people look around and go, why is everybody so sad? Why is everybody on antidepressants? What happened to my sweet, beautiful America where we got to wear suits to work?
And drink cocktails at lunch.
It's like you are actively making life harder for everyone else. And then looking around and going, what happened to
What
this
happened?
place? What happened?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we gave everyone the answers and on that uplifting segment.
let's go. Let's get even more uplifting.
Okay. All right.
What wasn't Doja Cat?
It wasn't Doja Cat. No. No. The other thing that we did want to bring up is the potential for Orlando.
This actually is uplifting.
It is uplifting. For Orlando getting an MLB team.
Yeah.
This was covered by Sports Illustrated. Headline: Orlando Group proposes $1.7 billion stadium to lure MLB franchise. And you say lure. What does that mean? Well, just about 100 miles away, my friend, are the Rays.
Yeah.
And their lease is coming up in about 5 years, I think. 2028, I think it was. Something like that.
Yeah.
But the co-founder, Pat Williams of the Orlando Magic, made this proposition in order to try to lure over the Rays instead of them trying to find a new place elsewhere. Just come on up the street and come to Orlando.
Interesting.
Yeah. So at first I was upset because the group itself that put all this together is called the Orlando City Baseball Dreamers. And I was like, I swear to God.
Oh yeah, that's right. They've been talking about. We talked about
this.
this
Was a headline a long time ago.
That's right.
But it says that the group is called the Dreamers, not that the proposed team is called the Dreamers.
Okay, yeah, good.
Because I swear to God, if they make the Orlando Dreamers an MLB team, I'm moving. Because that's maybe the worst name I've ever heard for a sports team.
Yeah, definitely.
Bar none.
Yeah.
Even minors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dreamers.
1,000,000%. We'd never be able to live that down.
No.
We had to fight to get respect for the Orlando Magic. Now it's, no one even thinks about it.
Sure.
But when that name was first introduced, people were like, are you fucking kidding me?
Kidding me right now? Yeah.
Orlando Dream.
The Dreamers. But anyway, they recently, with the proposal, showed a bunch of concepts, and they're hoping for it to be a fully enclosed park, and include a sort of entertainment area, and it looks pretty cool. But do you think this has any chance of happening? Do you think there is an audience in Orlando that would thrive, that would make this franchise thrive here specifically? Because we famously don't have an NFL team.
Right. NFL is a little bit harder of a sell, I think, to get an Orlando team. And we already have 3 NFL teams in this state. To put a 4th one in Orlando, I mean, it could work. I mean, if we have Camping World, we could do it. But I think baseball is a little easier of a sell because Orlando, Florida is just known for
Hispanics.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't even have to go that far. No. I think that given the state of tourism, obviously, that's already a big sell.
Yeah.
I think that people I'll give you an example. When I was in DC, some of the guys that I was with, they had come into town and they had enough time to go to a baseball game. And they just popped over to a baseball game because it was cheap, easy, super accessible. Doesn't take up, especially with these new rules, it's like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour commitment.
Come on.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And still have enough time to get home for dinner. So I think in that regard, it's an easier sell than a football game. Like a football game is huge. It's a massive thing. It takes a really long time. It's a big commitment. I think baseball is just an easier thing to sell to tourists.
Yeah, it's more leisurely too. It's not as intense. You can show up whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want.
And like people go to minor league games out here all the time.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just a fun thing to do.
Or spring training.
Spring training is what I meant.
Yeah.
So on that regard, I think it's an easy sell. And then I think that there's enough people here who don't want to go to Tampa or Miami to watch a baseball game.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if you could, you know how many baseball games we'd watch if there was like, $20-$30 tickets and it was right up the street?
Sure.
Pop over there all the time.
Yeah.
Just sit in and just watch some baseball for a little bit.
Have some food, get a couple brewskis.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. So yes, to answer your question, I do think that this city, there's enough juice in this city for this to get going in a real way. Yeah, definitely.
Well, according to the proposal, Orlando is ready for baseball, and this is our best and maybe our last chance, Williams told the Orlando Sentinel. Time is running out on Tampa Bay, and the question is, can they get a ballpark built? More importantly, can we get a ballpark built?
Now, I will say this. It's kind of an addendum to that. I don't think that is absolutely necessary for Orlando to have a baseball team.
Sure.
Given that, again, we already have the Miami Marlins and Tampa Bay Rays. It's not like Florida needs another team.
Sure.
It would be cool.
Well, again, this is to replace the Tampa Bay Rays to bring them to Orlando.
Right.
With that being said, they would just relocate to Orlando and become the Orlando Rays.
So in that case, fuck you, Tampa. Y'all got enough. Fuck you.
That's true. Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. They got the Lightning.
Bucks.
They have 3 championship teams. So you can spare one.
It's enough.
Orlando's not won a championship in ever.
Yeah.
We need a championship, man. We need a reason to celebrate. I want to flip a car over.
I want to burn some stuff.
I want to burn something, man.
Climb a light pole.
That's why I want to go viral. Not for having to clean an Airbnb. I want to go viral for
flipping a car. Yeah, by yourself.
When Orlando, when the Magic, when they finally win a championship, yes, I think at that point I'll probably be in my 40s. I'd rather die flipping that car over by myself.
If you're lucky.
But I'll still be rooting for you. No matter if I'm in fucking Timbuktu, okay?
Yeah.
I will be rooting for my Magic. So if
from hospice care.
If we just put me in a Penny Hardaway jersey and just call it a day, man. Pull the plug.
They did it.
If we are able to take the Rays, I'll take it.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah. If they just shift over to us, then it's like, it's not like the Seattle Supersonics going to Oklahoma and then becoming the Thunder. It's like,
sure,
that's a new thing.
Yeah.
But if they just shift cities in the same state, then hey, man, we're the championship Orlando Devil Rays.
I'll take the devil back. Yeah. Devil Rays.
Bring the devil back.
I love their retro ones.
The
retro looks are
so
awesome.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
So sick. Yeah.
I saw them back then. I saw them as the Devil Rays.
Yeah.
We went to see a game. I remember. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
That's dope. So that's 5 years from now. It is fun. We'll come back to this as we revisited this. Didn't even realize that this is a revisit of it. But it is.
Yeah. The Orlando Dreamers.
We'll just keep coming back to this if and when they finally do.
The dream is still alive.
Yeah. All right. We got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. All right. Well, before we get out of here, we got a couple of things, some house cleaning to do. First and foremost, these brewskis We got to talk about him. Mm-hmm. So Obi.
Well, no, we got to cheers first.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Damn, I have that flipped. Sherry, do you want to take over for me? Sit down.
A long time. It's been a long week.
It's been a long, long week. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Your brain doesn't work without the booze.
Cheers of the week first.
Yeah.
Do we cheers first?
We do cheers first. We've done this almost 400 times, Marco.
Okay, cheers of the week.
Man.
Okay, well, technically, we've only done the cheers of the week for like 100 episodes.
Okay. Fair enough.
So there is that.
Sure.
Obi, what's your cheers?
My cheers of the week goes to James Marsden.
James Barnes, you must be watching Jury Duty.
Yeah. Had no idea he was in Jury Duty, which is a show technically on Freevee, but you can see it on Amazon Prime. It is a sort of high concept comedy, as has become popular in recent years, about just a regular Joe Schmo put into a ridiculous jury duty situation in which everyone else are actors. He's the only one not in on it, and they put him through the ringer, and it's just about, how he reacts to the given crazy situations.
Yeah.
Very funny, very interesting show. Very Truman Show-esque, but in real life. Yeah, and one of the shining stars of that show is James Marsden. Had no idea he was in it. I could not believe that he was, and started laughing immediately at the fact that James Marsden is in this little comedy. And he's great. I miss James Marsden. I want him in more stuff.
Yeah.
He
kind of talks about that a little bit, right, on the thing. I saw just a clip.
It's very
of him.
meta.
Yeah.
It's very meta. Didn't get a fair shake as Cyclops,
He's done so much, and people they only recognize him for like a handful of things.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. And I just want to see James Marsden more.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe he suffers from the curse of just being too handsome for people to let him do anything else. There's a couple of actors, right? They're just like so traditionally handsome, and you're like, I just can't see him doing anything else, and people don't give him a fair shake.
Like Rob Stark.
Who?
Oh, like Rob Stark from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's a good example. He is like just so traditionally handsome that you're like,
he's in that new show.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that new
Citadel?
show. Citadel, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It
It
looks
looks
bad.
It just looks so bad.
It looks really bad.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the advertising or if it's the plot or if it's, I don't know. But I look at that and I just go, I'll never lay eyes on that ever. Citadel.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
No, it looks super generic.
Oh. That looks like an AI generated show.
It does.
That looks like somebody fed a prompt into ChatGPT and was like, who can we get? I don't know. Padme. Right? Isn't that her name? No, not her.
Padme?
Her. Sorry, not Padme.
Priyanka Chopra?
Priyanka. No, I was thinking of Padme Amidala, No, I was thinking of there's an Indian I think she's that cook, that chef.
Oh, yeah. No.
Anyway, it's already racist enough.
Yeah.
Priyanka.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. Stanley Tucci. I didn't know Stanley Tucci was.
Yeah, he's in there.
It ain't enough.
No.
It ain't enough. And then Rob Stark, which is actually
Richard Madden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to do.
And then a bunch of character actors.
You got to get weird, or you got to get like really, really funny, or you got to be. I mean, I don't know. I think James Marsden has everything that you need to be a leading man.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his choices in movies.
Sure.
Because after X-Men, I mean, he just did a lot of. He didn't do, but maybe I don't know. He didn't get picked to do those things either.
Sure.
I mean, he could have been in like the Ocean's movies, for instance. That could have been a big thing for him.
Yeah, I think it is.
He's just so handsome.
Well, he's in Sonic the Hedgehog, so at least he has that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll always have Sonic the Hedgehog. Mm-hmm. All right. My cheers of the week, I have to return in kind to you, sir. So I appreciate the kind words. My cheers is going back to you. I was gone.
Thank you.
And you guys held down the fort. And, you know, this thing was built with these hands. All right? Put up your hands.
Oh.
These hands.
My
And
mitts.
it really is a team effort, and it doesn't work. It works fine, but it's a special thing when it's you and I doing the thing. Mm-hmm. The people don't realize like how much this is all interwoven, interconnected. We are basically just two vessels for ideas,
For beer. to fill.
two barrels. Like like some of the stuff that a lot of the structure of the show, a lot of the things that I say, you know, you're very kind about how I keep the ship afloat, but most of it is just me saying what you told me to say in some way, shape, or form. Like you have an idea or I have an idea, and we kick them off against each other, and then we come up with a way that this thing works. And it's only because I can do this that the ship is stays afloat. But it's both of us.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's the truth.
It's these hands.
It's those hands.
It's the hands.
It's these hands. So, all right.
Never leave again.
Never, ever. Dude, if I leave and then you have to worry about drinking dog water again, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, speaking of dog water,
Speak on it.
we
Yeah.
have the Athletic Brewing Co., and it is time to review these beers. But before that, I actually have some information that I've been holding on to about the methods of how they remove the alcohol.
Fantastic.
This is according to Zero Zilch Zip, which is apparently a UK website, but I trust them inherently. It's just a blurb. Of the 4 most common ways to make alcohol-free beer, de-alcoholization is the most widely used. That's
pretty
the
on the
process,
nose, isn't it?
Yeah, think about it for a little bit, guys. Come on. That's the process of removing alcohol from beer, and as a result, turning it alcohol-free. The alcohol is removed by using one of 3 ways: steam distillation, reverse osmosis, or water vapor or gas stripping.
Yeah, it just seems so obvious.
So they make. So if I understand this correctly, they make the beer as beer.
Yeah.
It's normal beer. It has alcohol in it, and then they reverse osmosis isn't it like boiling it so the steam rises, and I guess that cooks the alcohol out.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Which I guess, I mean, if you think about it in a literal sense, makes sense. Like
Sure.
you know, if you burn off the alcohol and it just vaporizes. I don't know how the rest of the beer doesn't get trashed in the process.
Right. Well, we'll find out if it does with our reviews.
Yeah, what'd you think, Obi?
It's okay. It's all right. It does taste like a beer. I'm a little disappointed that there's not a little bit more sweetness on this one. It's almost a little. It's one note and it's just bitter, which I like bitter beers, mind you. So it's not that bad for me. But I was kind of hoping for it to be rounded off with a little bit of sweetness. And I know this is Athletic Brewing, so I assume that's kind of their thing is low cal, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's only 70 calories. They put it on the can.
Yeah, 70 cal, so not that bad. I was missing a little bit of body on this one.
I think the only way to get it sweeter without alcohol would be to actually put sugar in it.
Artificially sweeten it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked it more if there was a little bit of sugar or something in there to kind of just sweeten it up a little bit, to add a little fake booziness to it. That being said, yeah, I mean, not bad for a non-alcoholic beer. A promising start. I think we maybe should try the light lager or just the regular American lager and see how that plays off, because I assume without the harsh bitterness of the IPA style, it'd be a bit sweeter. Just generally.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm gonna give it a right down the middle 3 out of 6 bottle caps.
Yeah, I think I liked it a tad bit more for what it is. So I'm gonna go with a 3.5. I think it, you know, I understand non-alcoholic beer as an idea, as a concept.
You get it,
but I just don't really understand it in practice. If you're somebody who is unfortunate enough to, say, have a drinking problem, get help. And I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that as an asshole. Do what you need to do.
You're usually an asshole, so it's hard to tell when you're being sincere.
I have to clarify. I do sincerely mean...
First of all, go fuck yourself.
Stop. Get help. No, I mean that sincerely. Do what you need to do for yourself and for your family to be healthy.
Stop listening to a beer-related podcast.
Probably shouldn't. Yeah, probably should pump the brakes on this show.
Yeah.
You can listen to one reel in though. That's just movies.
You can.
So spend your time watching movies and getting healthy.
Yeah.
I just don't really understand. Like some beers, you need the poison. You need the poison.
Sure.
And I mean, if you really, really genuinely enjoy the taste of certain beers, unfortunately, that alcohol comes with it. And there has never been like, so let's say, for instance, we really like Tremens. If you can create a replica of Tremens as an NA, then I can understand you going, I just enjoy the taste, but I need to get healthy. I don't want to drink alcohol. I understand that. But drinking this shit as a substitute for your favorite beer, I just feel like, hey, man, just call it a day.
Yeah.
Just drink some Powerade.
Yeah.
And try to change your brain chemistry in the way that like you don't need this thing anymore, because this is not a good substitute for any actual beer. And I don't even mean that as like, this isn't real beer.
Yeah.
I just mean like, why would you do this?
Well, I could see like the situation that I could see personally is if you're out with friends or something and you're the DD and you want to, have something to cheers with and, be part of the group, you can have this.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, I could see that.
Like you get some of it's almost like a better substitute of like club soda. Some people have a club soda with lime.
Yeah.
To kind of be part of the whole cocktail hour thing.
Right.
But if you want something with actual flavor, and this has flavor in it, it's not quite as good as an actual beer, but close. It's closer than just a soda water.
I think maybe I'm just more disciplined than the rest of you.
So you just
I'm just better than you guys. So
don't
I'm like,
want anything.
if I go out, I'm just like, I'm the DD. I drink water today, sir.
Yeah.
No, I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I also wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think at least this hazy IPA is not quite up to the task of being a substitute for a traditional beer. But I am open to trying other NAs to see if they're up to the task.
Yeah. Anybody have suggestions on really good NAs that you think, you can't tell the difference or replicate, we sell Untitled Art at Red Light and by all accounts is a really good NA option. People really dig that. So maybe I'll grab some Untitled Art stuff. They have a hazy IPA, or it's a juicy IPA, and a Pilsner, an Italian Pilsner.
Ooh. So. Fancy.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that.
Okay.
All right. So a 3 for you and a 3.5 for myself.
That's right.
Now, do you think that we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, if Obi says that we got it, then let's get out of here. This has been the One Beer In podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink a delicious beer, an NA beer, anything that gets your rocks off.
Some water. Have some water.
Club Soda, a La Croix.
La Croix.
Have a beautiful evening.
We love you.
Love